Hi, my name is Debbie Winstead, and this is my intern presentation for the fall of 2018 for Brigham Young University, Idaho, Family 498R. My internship was done through Build Rehabilitation Industries in Sylmar, California. I applied for an administrative assistant job, thinking it was a construction company just convenient to my home, and I was wrong. This job kind of fell into my lap, and SEP fell into my lap, which is Supported Employment Program, fell into my lap with job coaching. I had looked around on Google for something I could do that was suitable for my internship. When one day in July they asked me they were short of coaches, would I mind going out and job coaching for them that afternoon. Job coaching is a function that helps intellectually or developmentally delayed adults, which we call clients or consumers, find jobs and then go out with them for a prescribed portion of their work shift to teach them how to meet the needs of their employer and make sure that the employer is meeting the client's needs. Instructions for how much coaching is required comes from the Department of Rehabilitation or the North Valley Los Angeles County Regional Center. A summary for each session must be submitted in written form, which includes a quantitative analysis with the work evaluation. Some of the places I have worked with clients is at a bakery, at DD's Discount Clothing Store, Ralph's, Target's, TJ Maxx, Pacific Theaters, AMC Theaters, CVS, Pharmacy, Galpin Ford, and of course Build itself has a work activity program where they can shrink wrap and package things for other vendors and service. This job requires that you have a high school diploma, that you do a background check with a live scan fingerprint, a TB test. Every 2 years, you have to be certified in first aid and CPR. Every 2 years, you need a sexual harassment training. Annually, you get trained in universal precautions, mental health awareness, HIPAA, behavior techniques such as positive reinforcement, and common medications. There is job-specific training as well that's provided at Build for individual living services as well as supported employment programs. So depending on what you're doing, there are certain forms that have to be filled out for the county, state, and federal government agencies as well as for Build itself. I looked up the term service to see what it is that we're supposed to provide, and its definition is the action of helping or doing work for someone. I'd like to change that to say it's the action of helping and working with someone. Each of us has our shortcomings and trials to face. Some are more apparent than others. We all need to help those who need assistance, and in turn, we often need help ourselves. In the Bible, we can read the story of Ruth and Naomi. After the death of their husbands, Ruth chose to stay and help Naomi, who was her mother-in-law, rather than return to her hometown. Sometimes we are the Ruth, sometimes we are the Naomi. This internship allowed me to help those in my area better themselves and become more independent, and in return, they helped me to be a better person. During this period, I came across all types of individuals. I was able to interact and get to know each client personally rather than as a label of a disability. As a senior at BYU, Idaho, working on the Marriage and Family Studies bachelor's degree, I drew back on things I had learned earlier in my school years, such as developmental psychology, abnormal psychology, as well as my upbringing in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, where service and ministering is an integral part. From autism to cerebral palsy to head injuries and those who suffer from seizures, speech issues, or with other physical impairments, we worked side by side and became a team. I grew away from the prejudices I carried with me prior and learned to take in each individual as just that, a beautiful individual with so much to share in this. I came across a client named Daniel who was working at a grocery store. He has HFA, which is high functioning autism. Some of the symptoms for an autistic adult is they seem kind of unresponsive when spoken to, a little or no eye contact, and they kind of seem indifferent. They take all communication as concrete and have difficulty with abstract or figurative speech. They do not usually like to be touched too much and can have emotional outbursts when overstimulated. They have social difficulties. They appear shy and quirky or awkward to other people. It's not easy for them to make friends, and this narrows their interests. They tend to show little or no empathy and not always are aware of how their actions or their words affect other people. At the first coaching session, I did all the talking. He did not seem to acknowledge me in any way. He was never rude, but he just didn't respond. By the second session, he said he was happy to see me. He made a little bit of eye contact, and we started to have a good conversation. We were able to begin career pathing him, He said he trusted me. I shared with him that I had an HFA nephew that has taught me all kinds of unique music that I would never have listened to. So the trust was deepening, and this was huge that he would look at me and talk with me. So Daniel's career path towards a degree in film starting at Mission Community College, which is nearby. So we made out the applications, we got him going to school, and eventually he was able to actually balance his work and school life very well. He also became more interactive with customers and with other employees. I hope to stay with him till he's ready to go on his own without any help. I would recommend this sort of internship to everyone who has a desire to help those around them grow and to better themselves. If you're in the Southern California, in the Los Angeles area, and would like to work as a job coach for Build Rehabilitation Industries in Sylmar, California, contact Pat Walsh. She's the Director of Employment Services, and she can be reached at 818-898-0020.